Hey y'all, I'm Smitty. Welcome to Madison Dry Goods. We're getting ready to open up. We got some customers waiting. We got some baked goods out here. We have these ladies here every Friday, so they make some good baked goods, sourdough breads, and things like that. So, hey, how are y'all this morning?
Fine.
Good. Sorry to keep you waiting. Every morning we start out, well, depending on the weather. Today's a pretty day, so we get to leave the door open when we come in. But a lot of days when it's cold, we have to cut the fireplaces on. This being an old building, all the light switches are in all different places, so kind of got to know the rhythm of that. But we put out rocking chairs for people. That way they can enjoy the outside. We have a beautiful downtown area, so we get to put this out. Y'all welcome to go in? Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Y'all been in before, right? I think I reckon.
Never.
Really? Okay. Well, welcome to Madison Dry Goods.
I saw you on TV.
Okay. Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this is the clothing side on this side. The other side's like an old country store. We have some brands in here that only we carry, and then. Hey, how's it going? On the other side, it's local food items and things like that. So y'all are welcome. And upstairs is a free museum, so you're welcome to go upstairs as well.
Super.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, it's nice to have you. All right. I always got to figure out which way the arrow is facing. I don't want to send people the wrong way. So we got this. This was made by the previous owner. Give people kind of an idea of the things that we carry inside the store. Got some flags to put out. Let's see. Another rocking chair. We have rocking chairs outside and inside. Y'all are welcome to take a seat and just stay a while. All right. All right. So the American flag goes first. Just like many general stores back in the day, you put up an American flag, especially here in the South and in Rockingham County, really, here in North Carolina. We love our flag. Sometimes it's hard to reach, but we make it work. And this is our state flag. I guess I'm biased a little bit. I think it's the prettiest state flag in the Union, I guess they'd say. But shows our form date and when we joined. So. Just got a new one. The last one, we had out here for a while. It was all ragged. We have a local organization here that recycles them. And hey, how's it going? Hey. So Richard, the previous owner, took the raggedy one and took it to be recycled. So. All right. Let's see. There's another chair. Yeah, we have plenty of people that come out. They like just sitting outside in these rockers. And we got two brand new Amish-made ones inside, so people can sit on that side, especially when it's cooler outside. It's near the fireplace. They can sit there, stay warm. And in fact, recently we just opened up a little free library at this location. We don't have many books yet. The official opening is actually tomorrow. But people can come here, get books for free. They can, bring books, drop them off as a donation. They can sit in the rocking chairs, read. We have coffee that we make every day. Glass Cokes and Pepsis and things like that they can get out of the refrigerator. But yeah, so welcome. Then there's one last sign to put out, and we'll be officially open for business. So this is one of the signs that we've been putting out for several years. In fact, probably needs to be repainted on that side. Can't hardly read it. But this was filmed in one of the Ultimate Life that was filmed here. If you watch that, in fact, it's free on YouTube. You can watch the whole movie. But you can pick out some of the iconic areas. One of the close-ups in the film was filmed right here at this front door with this open sign. So when people are walking down the sidewalk, they may not realize they're walking past movie history, but it's right here in my hands. All right. Here we go. All we are open.
My name is Richard Miller, and I'm the original owner of Madison Dry Goods Company, located here in downtown historic Madison for the last 28 years. We were very fortunate in 1993 when I was looking for a place to open up that I came to Madison, and this building happened to be empty. Looked in and said, well, there's a blank canvas. I can do exactly what I want to do. And that's the history of the 28 years. It's been a great run. We've been able to make a lot of changes over the years to accomplish what we have. And it's been a major draw for downtown and throughout the whole area, the Piedmont area. But the building itself is unique. It was built in 1908. It housed a hardware store from 1908 to 1993. Hotel Sterling Webster was in here at the same time. And when they closed the hotel, they put a funeral service on the second floor. So there's a lot of history steep in this building, but it's all original. All the original ceilings, original floors. It's a great location site, but my wife and I, Kathy and I, decided we're going to retire, and I'm going to be 78 here in about a month, and so we were looking around, and we were fortunate enough to meet Smitty here about a year and a half ago, and he came in and was talking about the love of the building and enjoyed the history of it. We found out he had a great display of the Charlie Lawson family, and which has an integral part to a history of this building. And so as the time went by and we got to know him a little bit more, and we found out this is the perfect match. So now we have the new owner of Madison Dry Goods, and what's interesting about it, I moved in this building in 1993. Smitty was born that year in 1993. So so I'm hoping you're going to be here. I was 49 when I came in here, so I want to see how long you're going to keep this company running.
I have to do a little bit more than 28 years, huh?
Yeah, I think so. You'll be young enough to do that.
You'll be around to help me out, huh?
In spirit, in spirit. You can just leave my picture on the wall. Okay? You can say that was the guy that started that 10 years ago. So, but anyway, it's a great town to have a business in, and we feel real fortunate that Smitty has taken over what we have here, and I know he's going to do really well. He's very progressive in the technology that I'm not. When I came here, I had a Polaroid to take pictures of the building on the inside. So things have changed a whole lot, but we couldn't be any happier than to have him as the new owner here. So it's going to go on for years and years, and fortunately, we only live a half a mile away, so I can kind of sneak in every once in a while, make sure he's doing okay.
Well, I've got plans to put security cameras outside. So
oh, okay. I guess I won't be able to come in after all. But anyway, we have a great relationship, and we really feel that Smitty is more like our son than a new owner of our business, and that really pleases. And we know just in the short period of time that he's got a great future, and it's only going to make this place better and enhance it for what we had already done.
Is that for your love, I guess, huh?
Yeah, Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got that, and
oh wow,
that's a North Carolina state dog.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, that's a plot hound. They were born and bred up in the mountains there in Hendersonville, and they are born to chase bear, hunt bear.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I would have loved to have had him in Iraq and Fallujah because he would have done a good job.
Oh, I bet. How much
he
looks like a stout boy.
15.
Give me one more. We'll call it an even 20. Everybody knew her. I'd go to town board meetings and they'd want to know where she was.
Really? Well, you got another one to bring with you now, huh?
Well, I'm not on the board anymore, so as a mayor.
Yeah.
William Phillips has got that. So,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we walk around town and check things out.
Well, very cool. I guess you live around here, huh?
I live on Doll Street. It's the big white house is Marine Corps flags.
Okay.
Retired as a full bird colonel. So.
Awesome. Wow. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, thank you for your service.
You guys were worth it. I miss it every day.
Yeah, yeah.
So, every day.
Hey, it makes it hard to leave, huh? When you like it. It does. Cool.
Sure does.
Well, we started to carry some of their stuff in the store
That's good.
during the week too, so you're welcome to stop by too and get some from us.
Do you want an ice cream, Margaret?
No. Alrighty. So just 3 socks, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got it mostly written up for you here. Okay. Would you like a copy of your receipt?
Sure, why not?
Alrighty.
Souvenir.
Get this printed out for you. Y'all got any big plans today?
We're just going to drive around a little bit and enjoy the sun.
Have y'all been to Madison? Y'all been to Madison before? Huh? It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Her father actually used to be the preacher back many years ago at the Presbyterian Church.
Really? Really? And, well, you know, in fact, upstairs in the museum, before y'all head out, y'all should go up there and see it because I think there's some pictures of like previous ministers and stuff up there from that church.
Really?
So you'll have to check it out. Yeah.
That'd be
yeah,
neat.
maybe you. I mean, you probably won't recognize them because they're probably from the, 1800s, but or later 1800s, early 1900s.
Right.
Get your bag. Yeah, we got some booths upstairs that we're going to start renting out to people for, antiques and handmade items and things like that. So that's all up there. And we've got the Lawson Museum up there as well as a local history museum in the old hotel room up there. So you have to check it out. Yeah, it was nice meeting you.
It was nice to
Yeah.
meet you, and good luck.
Thank you
with
for your
things
service
here.
too, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you later.
Okay.
So, Smitty, so I want to tell you something that you probably already knew or maybe didn't know, but they've used this building several times for movie location sites.
Yeah.
And,
How many times?
Well, there's
Right.
about 6 all the time, and some was done on the weekend, so some people locally didn't even know there was anything going on in here. But it was used because of the uniqueness of the building. The first one was Information Please. It was a 1950s Reader's Digest story, and they need a country store, and they tapped me to be the storekeeper, and my granddaughter came in, and my daughter came in. My friend brought some old-timey cars and put out front, and they liked the store just because of the uniqueness. And then Matt Weiner came in one day with a crew and kind of surprised me, and they said they were looking for a location site, and they were looking for an old-timey general store for a movie You Are Here, and they had some pretty good names: Owen Wilson,
Oh yeah.
Zach Galifianakis,
Oh, yeah.
Amy Poehler. Of course, Matt Weiner just himself and Mad Men was a pretty big deal to come, and so they ended up using the whole town.
But they didn't use you in it, did they?
No, they didn't use me in it. They used a lot of props out of the store,
Yeah.
and they used the inside, but mostly up and down the whole town. And they turned it into a modern-day Amish town called Ehrenberg, and it was pretty interesting. They had people come in with Amish buggies and such. And then they had another movie called The Ultimate Life, which you can actually see on Hallmark right now. It's a prequel to The Ultimate Gift, and Michael Landon Jr. was the producer of it. And they used the front of our store, and I think you'll see the open sign if you see that movie on the front of the store here.
The one we put out every day, huh?
The one you put out every day, so that's a famous sign.
That's right,
The
that's right.
open sign. So
You didn't charge me extra for that, though.
no extra charge. That came with the purchase of the building, but so I think that Madison itself and the county and Madison Dry Goods has been real fortunate to have people come to us to use it for movie location sites, and I think because of the uniqueness of the building and what we had to offer here fit their needs. Yeah, I was when they did the one movie Zero Sum Game by Daniel Stein. We had the country store set up upstairs, and I was actually the storekeeper in it, and had a speaking part. And of course, my wife said I might not want to quit my day job after the speaking part, but she felt bad because after she watched it, I got whacked in the movie. I got killed. So I guess that's one way to knock me out of the thing. But that was a great movie called Zero Sum Game, like I said, by Daniel Stein, and they didn't close the town down or anything like that. I mean, they used mainly the inside of our store and not any of the locations. But so
what I'm hearing is that we need to have your autograph at the front, huh?
well, maybe won't cost you too much, but that was a real honor just for any movie company to come to the town of Madison itself in the county. And so, yeah, we feel real pleased that this building continues to be on the forefront of tourism and YouTube situations, and just the people that come from everywhere around to see the unique store that we have here in Madison.
All right, so this is the clothing side, or what is now the clothing side. It used to be a hardware store on this side back in its early days, but on the shelves, which are original to the building, 1908 shelves, these are some of my antiques I've collected over probably 20 plus years. I started collecting when I was a kid. I went to yard sales and garage sales and auctions with my mom and my dad, and we would, go and I'd see these old things and I wanted to know what they were about, and I started collecting them, and this is kind of where it evolved to. In fact, you know, I've been collecting so long that I've had several different storage units. I mean, they're spread out through all of my family and friends' storage buildings and garages, and finally, they're mostly in one spot. On the first few shelves, I've tried to make it look like an old country store, and we have, you know, things set up that could be bought during those times in the early days. Prince Albert, I've seen on some of the videos on the Appalachian Channel. That's actually local. That's from Winston-Salem, which is, I don't know, about 30 minutes southwest of here. That was made, you know, by R.J. Reynolds. R.J. Reynolds had his big factories in Winston-Salem, and he even was supposed to come and buy a big tobacco warehouse here in Madison, but he decided to make his headquarters Winston-Salem, which is kind of where Winston-Salem evolved from. But we have all kinds of things. Some of these things I got when I was young. One of the earliest pieces, I guess, that's on display in here was probably this clock here. I remember going to a yard sale. I had just got my driver's license. I went to a yard sale, and it was in, I guess it really wasn't a yard sale, it was in an old building. And I got to go and walk around that old building, and they had it super cheap because it doesn't run. It'll run for a few minutes, but it doesn't run continually. And you know, I bought that, and I was proud to bring that home. But it's kind of neat because on the back and through the glass, you can see the old newspapers and ads that they would have used to advertise the clock there. Let's see. A lot of this came with the store. This is an old Madison jersey from a football team that was here in town. That's probably, I guess, probably the 30s. Then, in fact, Richard was here, the previous owner, when they filmed Are You Here?, which had Zach Galifianakis and Owen Wilson in it. And they made our town Ehrenberg. And a big thing in our town is the town clock. You know, capitalized on that and used it in all these banners that they put on all the old poles outside that we still have from the early days. And they even made the town, founded in the same year that Madison was founded in. So, I mean, that's pretty neat that, you know, I mean, we've been here for a long time. The store's been here for a long time, and I'm glad that, you know, a piece of movie history is inside the store. Kind of blends in well. But also this right here, this old, I guess it's a hay rake, I guess. It was here in the store when it was Penn Hardware. When this building was first built in 1908, next door was built in 1906. That was Busick's department store. And the hardware store down the street needed a bigger building, so they came here, bought the property for a couple $100s, and started building immediately. And this has been hanging, you know, in that spot for many, many years. Penn Hardware was here probably for about 90 years, I guess. And they left that here, and Richard and Kathy left it here for me, so it'll be here until, I guess, I'm no longer here too. So this piece right here is kind of neat. This actually came from Madison. It came from this store here, Pegram and Penn out of Madison. The handle's broke. It's an old tobacco cutter, but you know, I could replace that if I want, but I want to keep it original, just like the store. So, that looks good up on the shelf. Probably maybe sat there at one time. Let's see. I got some old scales here. The old scale came with the business. I'm not sure if it might be original to the building. I have some other old scales I'm going to be bringing in. A lot of the things in here is local, like this pot. Or this vase, I guess. It came from, it's an old canning jar, probably from Randolph County here in the Piedmont of North Carolina. I found it in an old family home. This lady that I worked with, she wanted to get rid of some of the stuff out of the old house. And you can, you know, see that it's handmade, and, you know, it's probably over 100 years old as well. So we try to keep everything in here local, you know, pictures of Fort Bragg in North Carolina, a big military base here. All the old bottles came from somewhere local. We got some Prince Alberts as well, and, you know, That's, like I said, that came out of Winston-Salem. This is a rare piece. It's a Christmas edition, I guess. You know, people used to give tobacco to their family and friends. So that came out of Winston-Salem, not too far from here. This old bicycle here, I mean, it's not too old, but it was the first thing that when Richard and Kathy Miller moved into this building, that this was the first thing that was hung up. Richard would tell the story how he went to this auction, or the sale, and was able to purchase this, and the guy that he was bidding against, you know, asked him, well, what in the world are you going to do with that old bicycle? He said, well, I'm going to hang it from the ceiling. Well, the guy thought he was crazy because he said, you're going to hang it from, what do you mean you're going to hang it from the ceiling? But this has been a staple here for 28 years, and I'm glad that Richard and Kathy left it for me. Maybe one day you'll see me riding. I guess I'll have to have somebody to ride with me, but the old mouse that's on it. A customer came in the other day, and she was telling me a story that when it used to be a wholesale business here, that when the kids would start acting, you know, like children and running around and jumping around on the old floors here, she would have hidden this old mouse, and she would tell the kids, hey, go try to see if you can find the mouse. So it kept the kids occupied while the parents were shopping, and so I've kind of continued that tradition, and I don't know if anybody's seen it or found it yet, but nobody said anything or screamed or anything like that in the building. Let's see, we've got some old, that's the sign that they had put up as well. A lot of these things hanging in here off the ceiling are some of Richard and Kathy's original collection. Some dried tobacco there. This town used to be really big into tobacco. And really, I mean, there are a lot of families that still, you know, raise tobacco and sell it. But the price of tobacco has kind of gone down, so it's kind of a dying industry, I guess. But you know, that kind of honors the history of Madison and the tobacco industry here in the Piedmont. In fact, there used to be so many tobacco plug warehouses here in Madison. There were over 40. And at one time, it was the most in the entire world. And that's why, you know, R.J. Reynolds was thinking about coming in here, buying it up, but instead made it in Winston. But that's one reason that on the second floor, they decided to make hotel rooms for the tobacco salesmen. That way they had somewhere to stay when they came, and we'll check that out here in a minute. Another thing I wanted to show you, the old Ray Funeral Home sign. On the second floor, after the tobacco industry kind of died down and the hotel industry wasn't as needed here in our small town, the owner, T.B. Knight, which you can see his picture down here behind the register, he decided to open up a funeral service. And that ran for, you know, several years. It was here at least in 1916. We've got some records dating back to then and some old advertisements, but he ran it for, you know, pretty much his whole duration when he was here, up until about the probably 30s or 40s. And then when that kind of died down, some offshoots from our store went down behind us and opened up Ray's Funeral Home. So that's one of the, you know, original early Ray Funeral Home signs. The store down the street actually has the sign that points the opposite direction. That probably would have been butted up against it, but you know, that's a rare sign, especially for our area. I've only seen, I thought I had the only one until I went down the street and saw the one pointing towards my store. So you know, that's a neat piece. Anything funeral home really, you know, draws a lot of attention, but that's a neat piece as well. All right, guys, come on up, follow me. We'll go upstairs and I'll show you the old hotel rooms and the history that's upstairs. So besides being a funeral service later in its history, this building housed a hotel. And this building here in town is the only remaining remnant of that time period. And we had several hotels in the area, but this is the only one that survives. The second floor would have been the lobby to the hotel. And in fact, if you look close, you can see, besides the blue marks here, where the floor used to not be here. It used to be a balcony that would have rounded here. So it would have been open to the first floor. This would have been the lobby on the second floor for the hotel. The first floor would have been kind of a community space. People could drink, eat, you know, sing, be merry, I guess. But this was the original lobby to the hotel. And you probably could have set up here as well, because this is a pretty big space for a lobby. Down this hall, this space has never been touched before. The paint that you see here is the original paint. Some of the things you see on the wall are all local to the time period. And then each of these rooms are the original hotel rooms. Again, these rooms have never been touched. The paint is all original. And even you can see the colors, how they used to be, green on the top. And probably at some point, I don't know if the pink color, was the base coat, or if maybe it was pink originally, then, shortly thereafter they painted it this color. But these would have been the hotel rooms that the tobacco salesman would have used to, house, and they probably served food downstairs and things like that. Each room is set up here just like kind of different stages in the building's history. This room is the textile room because, besides tobacco, we were also in the textile industry. We had mills around the area. Avalon Mills that burned down was close by, and each thing in here represents that time period. If we go out, you can see the walls. They're kind of that green tone as well. And let's see, down here, this room here is the largest hotel room that was in existence here. Not only on the second floor did we have hotel rooms, we also had them on the third floor. This room here would have been the largest, probably the most expensive, and may have housed a few beds in here, not just one. Again, this room has never been touched. You can even see the original wood that they would have put the plaster on. The plaster has horsehair integrated into it to give it strength. And businessmen flocked not only to this area for tobacco, but for the other happenings in the city, or this small town, really, at the time. And probably around the time that this hotel was in existence, the population in this area might have been, a few hundred. Now we're not that much bigger. We have a couple thousand, but we're kind of spread out. This wall here is interesting too because you can see it's dirty, and it's not dirt, it's actually tobacco spit. So I don't know if the salesman would just come here and spit wherever they wanted to, spit on the walls, or if they had, spittoons lined up here, but this is 100-year-old spit, if you've ever wanted to see that before. This room here also represents kind of a country kitchen. Things that would have been common in the time period for kitchen. Of course, here at this building, I'm not sure, I don't think we had running water and stuff like that at the time, so they probably had buckets and stuff that they would use, but this room shows, kind of what a kitchen would have looked like in the area. We were a small town. It probably, we didn't have a lot of money. We sold tobacco here. But as you can see, it's pretty bare, but you had all the necessities that you needed. Probably a stove, and then that would have been probably about it. This room represents the funeral home that was here. We've got a portable embalming table in here. That picture of that gentleman there is another picture of TB Knight. And you can see he was a quite classy man. I guess when you have a hardware store and a hotel and a funeral home all as one, you've probably one of the most wealthy men in town. But this room represents that time period in its history. Then the next room and the last room that we have here represents the hardware store. The hardware store was here from the very first day that this building was opened up until about 90 years later, I guess. And they decided at the time that this building was too old looking for them, so they moved right next door, and they continued that business up until a few years ago. But this represents, what would have been sold at the time, chairs, anything that you could think of was probably sold at a hardware store. And even caskets. That's kind of how the funeral, service got started here, is that in hardware stores at the time, they would sell coffins. So, if you have the coffins, you might as well have a funeral home. And then all these displays here talk about local history. We have some newspapers, old ledgers. This price tag right here for a baby robe came from next door when it was Busick's department store. this building's full of history, and it, you know, we hope to keep it going for a while. So you like hats, huh? We got plenty.
Yeah, that is
We
a
got
really
plenty.
nice hat.
Yeah.
The sweat,
with the leather.
sweatshirt is
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. That's one of our. In fact, the kind of the or the burnt brown one over there.
Yeah.
Burnt orange over there is our bestseller.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm gonna have to come back and get one of those because, yeah, I'm definitely coming back.
Well-
I like that yellow one too,
Yeah, the yellow ones are really nice.
but the green stuck out to me the most today. That right. Handwritten receipt.
Yeah, still doing the handwritten receipts, man.
You did take a card, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was scared to get worried because I think I got like $3 in cash.
No, we still do
Can I
that.
start a
That's that's about the only modernized thing here. Is that and the surround sound for the
Right,
music.
right.
But anyway,
Well, it's awesome. Like
Yeah.
I said, I hadn't been in years, and
you've tried these noodles before?
I haven't. But that
Everybody, let me tell you, people come just for these noodles.
Right.
It's Miss Miller's noodles, and in fact, Richard would tell you if he were here that they're even better the next day. They don't
Really?
get like nasty and soggy
Yeah.
and all that. So.
Well, I love the spinach, and then I love basil too. So I
yeah,
had to-
spinach is my favorite.
I
That's my
had to try
favorite.
both of them. And pickled okra, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
I love pickled okra.
Yeah, anything with Miss Mary's too. We saw a ton of that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff back there I got to come back and get.
I don't want to overcharge you for this bag. Did you see a price on the other one? How much was
I
it?
think it says 69.
Okay,
but it's
I'm
just
pretty
the
sure
one-
that's right. Yeah, sometimes, I mean, we don't have a digital system with everything in it, like inventory, so we have to do the handwritten labels and everything on them. So
I got you. Have you still got got some stickers too?
yeah. Any of those stickers we got. In fact, there's one up there that I don't think that one's up there, but that's also there.
Okay.
Talking about the Mayo River.
I'm gonna take one of those.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
Let's see what else. I like to add them with my Suburban out there.
Well, it's cool because you can look through here. I mean, it's the same ones that are over there, but if you want to look through there and
Yeah, sweet.
pick you out some good ones. And those are all, most of those are talking about local stuff, so
Yeah.
that's why we like them. You ain't taking? Okay, cool deal. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put these in a little bag for you, so that way they don't get bent or anything like that.
That'll work. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Alrighty, start bagging this up so I don't get confused here.
That's all right.
I'll put this in a bag for you. Try to put all the glass products in bags so that way if they're rolling around and all that, they don't break on you.
Good call.
There's that for you. Nothing wrong with that.
I've only been up there a couple times anyway.
Really?
Most of the time I go to Floyd County up in Virginia. That's
Yeah.
where I'll go. A little
Okay.
closer too.
Yeah. You go up to the Floyd General Store up there?
A little bit,
Yeah,
yeah. Most of the time, I used to go to the one that closed. I think it was called Floyd Hardware. That was the one I went to most of the time. But that general store just won an award I seen the other day for, I think it's voted best restaurant in Blue Ridge Mountains. or
Really?
something for 2023.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we want to replicate upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been upstairs lately, but we opened up this old funeral home room,
yeah.
and that's what we're wanting to do is kind of play bluegrass music up
Yeah.
there,
Oh, yeah.
do some events
Oh,
and
that'd
stuff
be-
up there.
that'd be great.
Yeah. Something we don't have.
That would be
so.
awesome. I ain't done that kind of stuff around here in a while.
Yeah, we can hold about 60 people up in that room. So
Huh.
that's right. All right, 164.25.
All right. Thanks, sir.
You're welcome. That way you don't lose it.
Yeah, it don't matter, man.
All righty, buddy. Well, we appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Thanks
We'll
so
see you
much.
around.
Yeah, like I said,
I'll have to look you up in that yearbook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look me
I'm
up. 'Cause
sure.
I'm pretty sure I think we had a class, but maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, maybe we did. Who knows, man?
The stickers in this bag.
Yeah, right there. Yep.
Perfect. I'm gonna go add them to the ride right now.
All righty, buddy. We'll see
Appreciate
you
it.
later. Thanks
We'll
for
see you.
coming.
Thanks.
So we'll step up these stairs. I'll take you to the general store side. This side used to be kind of like the community area for the hotel upstairs, but we've replicated it to be an old general store. Things in here, all the furniture really came from locally, so all these pieces are old handmade furniture items locally. In fact, this table that's right here came from just up the street in Stoneville at the old Coca-Cola and factory, Pepsi-Cola factory. In fact, it still has the original Pepsi-Cola drink popper on there. So that's still there. Really a lot of the food items on this side are local items, things that are made within probably 20 or 30 miles of where we are now. The old mill, we have old mill flour that comes from Guilford County. This honey here comes from Reedsville, which is just up the road. We've got things from Germantown. All these areas are within, probably 15 or 20 minute drive. Back here, we have the old counter with another old cash register when it gets really busy, especially on the weekend and during the winter season for Christmas. We'll have somebody stationed back here so we can bring people up back here as well. Used to have a deli on this side for a short period. We hope to open that back up to be able to, serve people maybe bologna sandwiches and maybe banana and peanut butter sandwiches, things that like Elvis loved. But yeah, this side's pretty cool. Even on the wall there, we had a local artist come in and they painted things talking about local history here. It's got a map. We're super close to Virginia, so you can kind of see the boundary line that runs through Virginia. And then things here talk about local structures and buildings that we have here. One thing I wanted to show you is on the other side, the clothing side, and it's a pretty cool feature where history is actually embedded into the floor. So we'll step on this side, and if you could imagine when this building first opened in 1908, there were other counters that would have been in this building. One of them would have been here. And what T.B. Knight, the original owner of this building, did was he stood in the exact same spot for probably 30 years. And you can see actually his footprints here in the floor. And if I were to move this case, you can actually stand exactly in the footsteps of the original owner of the store. You can feel his, probably where he was rocking back and forth, and his old shoes and heels just dug into the old wood there. So we hope to be able to put a picture of him up and make it where it's interactive, where kids and other people that come visit the store can actually stand in the founder's footsteps. So stay tuned for part 2. John's going to be making a video that's devoted entirely to the Lawson family murders and its connection to this building here in Madison. They happened in Germantown, but they brought them here, and we'll be able to explain more about that in part 2. I'm so happy that you watched this episode on the Appalachian Channel, and I hope that you'll come visit me here in Madison, North Carolina, here in Rockingham County. We're not the only store downtown. We're probably, one of the most well-known, but we have other well-known businesses here. Just across the street, we have some stores, we have some restaurants nearby, and now we're part of a social district. So you can, we have bars and wineries. We have a meadery that's pretty rare in this area. You're welcome to come down, get a drink, and you can bring it right in front of the store and sit in our rocking chairs and enjoy yourself here in town. You can visit the museum. It'll be free. It's free every day. We're closed on Sundays, but you're more than welcome to come by and enjoy seeing all the customers that come in, our friends and family that come in. They'll sit down and talk with you for a while, and we'd love for you to come by and introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and sign our guest book here. We have a guest book that all our guests from around, not only the country, but around the world. We've had international guests from Japan and China and everywhere. So it's not too far away from where you're at, I can assure you, and we'd love to have you come see us here in Madison. It's an easy fix, $27.29. All right, and the sound of success there. 50, 60, 71. All right, there's 1271 for you. And you want your receipt?
I do.
Hey, it's a famous handwritten receipt right there.
Don't see them no more.
Be worth some money one day. Well, I appreciate it, John. Thank you.